Hello, 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 we are back. We are at the 7th video in the series. This is gameplay number 5. In the previous episode, we started our gameplay with Xuan Blackreed, our dancer stroke martial artist, and we entered the ruins. We rolled to see where we would randomly go, and we randomly determined that we were going the same way as, what was his name? Yagmor. Found the remains of his body. Didn't manage to get much from the body, but a few bits and pieces, but nothing of any real value. And we're in room 4, or area 4, which is our first room apart from the entrance room. Right. What else? Well, I made some notes here. I have added 2 experience points. The rules say that every. Actually, let's turn to the section on leveling. Here we go. Whoops. Here we go. So leveling, earning XP aside from combat. Now, in terms of combat, it says here, defeating an opponent doesn't necessarily mean killing them. A fleeing or surrendering an opponent is as defeated as a dead one. So, but you're also going to get 2 XP per session played and 1 XP per square travelled. So, Yagmor did get 3 XP. He did move 1 square, and he did spend, I think, essentially 1 session. But for our character in this, with our new character, I have added 2 XP. Now, what determines a session is going to be very much up to you and your games master, or up to you as a solo player. It could be a certain amount of progress in your adventure. It could be a certain amount of real time that you're playing. What I'm going to be doing is probably per video. And I know that some videos I'm not really going to accomplish much, but it's a way to actually progress the character. Like I say, in a real game, if you're playing with a games master, they may have certain requirements as to what constitutes a session, but I think I'm going to be doing it per video in terms of progressing the character, maybe faster than they should be, just to keep the story going. So Xuan Blackreed didn't do a lot in the last episode, but we've still got 2 experience points for that. What else should I do? Update item slots. Yes, we did pick up a few basic pieces of gear from Yagmor's body. We got some torches, we got a medical supply, and we got a couple of sacks. But that has updated. I have updated my item slots. It's now, I'm using 12 instead of 10. So I'm using another 2 item slots because of the little bits and pieces that I used. Nothing of any real value, but useful. Useful items nonetheless. And then what else have we got here? Okay, so there's 2 things that we can still do in this area. Once we've overcome any challenge, encounter or event, we can check the room to see if we find anything. We also need to check the torches because, again, I'm thinking it's supposed to be every 20 minutes, but I'm thinking that maybe I will check for the torch every room. So I've got to do that as well and then move to the next area. So we are currently in this room here. We have, there wasn't overcome the event yet. It wasn't really much of an event. We rolled a 1, didn't we? Because of course we did. Holographic echoes show daily life before the collapse. So these events are more sort of narrative. They can generate some actions or maybe some checks for you if you play it like that. But the one we got basically shows holographic images of what the company in this building used to do before the collapse. So I'm kind of thinking of this as maybe something like a sales room where they were showing off their products, etc. But I can't make head or tail of it because it's magic. Whoa, it's magic. But we have done all the bits and pieces that were needed from last session. So we're all done now. Now what we're going to do is, I think, check the room first, and then we're going to check for the torch. So, to check a room, once you have cleared it, you can search it to see if you find anything of value. Assign 1 character to make a hard intelligence check. Oh, God. That's one of my 8s, isn't it? For each other character assisting them, add +1 to the searching character's roll. Searching a room can only be done once. If successful, you found something of interest. Roll on the scavenging table. Very nice. However, my character has an intelligence of 8. Look at that, triple 8. So we're getting a -1 to the roll. I don't have any other characters with me. We're doing this with a solo character at the moment. So it is a hard intelligence check, and I'm getting a -1. So, I mean, I have all the target number difficulty tables on some quick reference sheets around me, but I'll do it for you guys here, if I can find the bloody thing. So it is a hard intelligence check. My intelligence is at -1, so I need to roll a 12. Oh God. With the modifier, I've got to roll a 13 to find something in this room. Oh, look at that. We've got a kraken. We've got a kraken. That means a 20. Maybe this session is going to be where I'm having positive dice results. Last session, we got a lot of 1s as per usual. But look. We found something. We rolled a natural, a critical. So, a critical success. Best possible result takes place. Now, how's that going to affect my search? Maybe I find 2 items? Okay, roll on the scavenging table. So, if I roll a critical for scavenging, do I roll twice, or should I roll 2 dice and take the one and choose the one I want? I'm going to be generous, because the thing is, in things like combat, if you roll a critical success, you're doing double damage, yeah? So I'm going to be very generous with myself. I'm going to say that with a critical success, when you're searching a room, you find double rewards. So in other words, I'm going to roll twice and get both rewards. Now again, if that's too generous, I do apologise. I don't know if Alex is going to reply saying, "Oh, no. Only get 1." But I'm going to roll 2 d20s and I'm going to get 2 items. Again, you can get a whole... If you roll a 1, you get nothing. Where my d20s haven't been generous recently. Could get 2 artifacts, which would be very nice. Alright, so we find 2 items in here. What are we going to get? We get a 16 and a 10. Yeah, the dice are being good to me. So a 10 is a random piece of gear. A 16 is a relic. Now, I don't have any resonance cores. So even if I find a relic, I may not be able to use it. And I'm thinking that you could actually get a resonance core instead of what we normally call a relic. So, okay, so we'll do the relic first because it's exciting. D20, what do we find? We get a 10. A pendant-shaped relic. Roll on the spell list table to determine its properties. Oh, happy with that, but I've got to find some resonance cores, otherwise I can't use it. So let me just write that down. Right, just put here. So we've searched the room. We've got a crit, so I'm rolling twice. So 16 was a relic. I rolled a 10, which is a pendant. Roll on the spell list table to determine its properties. Now, I'm not going to roll up the spell yet because, okay, whenever a PC finds a relic, they must roll on the spell list to find out which spell it is. Can't use it right away as they're going to need to identify its purpose. This requires an average intelligence check. Failure means the PC is unable to make it work and must take it to a settlement to be identified. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it as a surprise. I'm not going to roll the spell until it's been identified. Now again, I can make a check to do that, but we're going to roll up the other piece of gear first. So it's random gear on here. So we're rolling a D10. Bom, bom. So we find an 8, another set of rope. Do I need another set of rope? I've already got 1, haven't I? Well, I mean, I've got an 8, so it's rope. 25 foot. I mean, you sell for half its value. So rope is normally 10. I can get 5 coins for it. I don't really need that, do I? No, I don't think I'm going to bother taking it. So I'm not going to bother with the rope. I'm going to leave the rope here, I think. I've already got rope. But I'm definitely going to take the pendant, the relic. Okay, so we need to make a check to see if we can identify what it is. So we have to try and identify an average intelligence check. Oh no. Oh no. Average intelligence check. Average intelligence. So a 10. I need an 11. I need an 11 because I've got a -1 for my intelligence. 11 or higher and I know what it is. Oh, yes. The dice are being good to me today and I shouldn't be saying that because I know what's going to happen. But we do identify what the relic is. So I can, if I remember where it is, so I can identify the spell. Now I can't use it yet because I don't have any resonance cores. But we can roll a d20. What are we going to have? This is a relic of 16. Paralyze. Ooh, yes. Paralyze, paralyze. Target number of 8. Amazing. A low target number. Range of nearby. Okay. Strands of energy restrain the target, holding them in place. This spell requires... Oh, no. This spell requires a will versus strength check in order to work. If successful, the target becomes restrained. So let's go back to the Glass Mother. So it would be my will against their strength, which is easy. Okay, that's not too bad, I suppose. But again, of course, other creatures are going to have different strengths. All right, let me write that down. All right, so I'll just put here on non-encumbering items, the relic for paralyze. I've also added it onto the spell sheet here. So on a success, the target is restrained, and that's one of the conditions. So restrained, the afflicted is wrapped in something that restricts their movements. They're incapable of moving, and any actions that imply movement, such as attacking, suffer disadvantage. Ooh, nice. A PC player character defending from the attack of a restrained NPC or monster has advantage. Ooh. In their turn, the restrained PC can attempt an average strength check in order to remove this condition. Free action. But the character can choose to spend a standard action instead to make it an easy check. Okay, NPCs and monsters make a simple check with the target number 12. Uh-oh. Alright, yeah. During their turn as a standard action. Oh. Alright. So they just got to roll a 12 plus. And then they can get rid of it. Okay, I mean, that's really, really useful. But using it's going to be a standard action, yeah? But I can't do anything with it now because I don't have any resonance cores, so I've got nothing to power it. But it's still a good find. What are we going to do now? Now we have, okay, so we've checked the room, we've found a couple of items. We're leaving the rope here, don't need the rope. We're going to check the torch, yes. Because I'm saying it says every 20 minutes you're supposed to check, but I'm going to keep it simple. I'm just going to check every room. So UD4, a 3, we're okay. So we're still on our first torch. We've still got 20 left, including the one we're using now. Excellent. So what I'm going to do now is move the book out of the way, bring back the dungeon. Here we go. And we're going to continue exploring. So I now have 1, 2, 3, 4 doors that I can go through. This one could potentially link up with this one. This one's going over here. These are going down there. These could potentially go into the same area, but I'm trying not to do that. Where do I want to go, or shall I determine randomly? Let's go random. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or shall I just do a D4? Let's do a D4. Even though you guys can't see it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Where do we go now? I'll get a 2. So we're going to go through this door here. That one there. We're going to go out through there. Okay. Now, where does that lead us? For that, we need to go back to the ruin section of the book. Get rid of that for the moment. Right, we're now moving into area 5. And it is a 10. It's another room. Ooh. And the room is going to be horizontal 4, vertical 1. That's a corridor. Reroll a 1. It's a corridor, isn't it? So a 3. That's better. So it's going to be horizontal 4, vertical 3. Oh, and I forgot the need to know exits as well. D4, how many exits? That's a 1. There's only 1 exit from this room. Okay. Right, so there's our new room. It's got 1 exit, which I'm putting down in the bottom here. This is area 5. It is our second room, apart from the entrance room. So it is a 4x3. So when we enter our new room, roll in the contents and details tables to find out more about it. Now, last time when I rolled, it was an empty room, so I didn't bother with the details. Let's see what we got here. So it's a D6. What's in this room? We get a 3. Empty again. Should I roll for detail? Nah. So it's another empty room. Right, every time you enter a new area, roll a D3, sorry, a D10, 1 to 3, there's an encounter. On anything else is an event, so we roll. We get a 3, we've got an encounter. Oopsie, oopsie, oopsie. Encounter, okay, D20. Oh God, please don't be the glass mother again. Please don't be the glass mother. A 12. Raiders. Oh, maybe he's the one who nicked all of Yagmur's money. Now, raiders are humans. Desperate individuals that have turned to pillaging and robbing any soul unfortunate enough to come across them. So, the numbers, the quantity is 1 per character. So if I was playing 2 characters, there'd be 2 of them, but there's only 1 of them. Now again, do I have I got a chance against this person? I think I do, don't I? Possibly, maybe. Health of 13, attack of average, defense of average. Now the glass mother that we had problems with last time had an attack of very hard and a defense of easy. So, but the initiative was terrible, wasn't it? Initiative 15, a little bit better. But, okay, so I'm thinking we're going to fight. But of course, we need to roll to see whether we can surprise them first. And ladies and gentlemen, here we have, and I knock the camera, here in the left corner, we have Xuan Black Reed, our dancer stroke martial artist, who has stumbled upon a raider. So the raider has 13 health to begin with. So I'm using this die here, this spin down die, 13. Average attack, average defense, initiative of 15, perception of average. Now I was thinking about maybe attempting to do surprise, but it didn't go well with the previous character. And I've got to be honest, I kind of want to start at distance because, so I may not do surprise. Because here, if you look at the Raider card, both the attacks are engaged, which means that in order for the Raider to actually hit me, he's got to be in the same zone as me. So while they're far away or nearby, I can actually use my longbow to attack. So I'm not going to do surprise. I'm going to do it as a standard encounter where nobody is surprised. You just come across each other. Because like I say, I want it to start this far away. For the Raider, I'm using one of Artisan Guild's Cultists of Melmora. I did feature these in another video, in one of my hobby table videos. Very nice figures. The only problem is, you've got to kind of ignore the scale. she's a big girl. The Hassel-free miniatures are kind of a true 28 scale. The Artisan are very much a heroic 28 scale or 32 scale. So when you see them next to each other, she's a bit bigger. But yeah, anyway, it won't matter. It won't matter. So this is going to be our combat. I've got the stat block here for the Raider. The Raider is going to be doing either D6 or D10 damage. So we've got those dice over here for that. For us, all the rolls are going to be done on the part of our character. So attack rolls and defense rolls are done by us on a D20. And for both my attacks, unarmed or longbow, I'm using a D8. So that's the die there. So without further ado, we're going to begin the combat by rolling initiative. Now, the Raider has an initiative of 15, never changes, but you do have to roll initiative every turn. If you roll a critical success, you get an advantage to your first check for the turn. If you roll a 1 for initiative, you lose your turn, essentially. Yeah, remember what happened in the last combat? Right, so we're going to be rolling initiative. I do have an initiative modifier of +2, a defense rating of +4, and then both my attacks, unarmed and longbow, both have an attack bonus of +2. Right, I think we're ready to begin. Let's go! So, initiative for the first turn. We come across a raider in this room. The room is empty, but there's a raider there. Obviously, they've stolen all the money from Yagmur's body. Right, initiative, I get a +2, which isn't going to help. I've got a 6, +2 is 8. So the raider goes first. So again, we've gone through this in the previous fight when Yagmur was up against the Glass Mother, but I'll quickly go over it again here. Every element, every element or every unit in combat has 3 things they can do during their turn. A free action, a standard action, and a move action. Move is essentially 1 range band. A free action are things like changing weapons, saying something, shouting a warning, and basically things that can be done in virtually no time at all. And then for a standard action, you could do things like attacks or any of a number of different maneuvers. However, with the enemy, there is an AI that determines what these guys are going to do, either at full health or at half or less health. So the raider is going to go first in turn 1. Actually, I should have a turn marker, shouldn't I? Right, get a turn marker. So this is turn 1. So the raider goes first. So we have to roll at full health. A 1 to 6, they do a standard attack. A 7 to 10, they do a special attack. Well, both of them are at engaged range, so they can't actually attack this round. So there's no point rolling. Now, if the enemy is at half or less health, you should still roll, because they do have a chance of fleeing. But when they're at full health, it's just to determine what kind of attack they make. But in this case, they're just going to move. Yeah, and they can't attack because they're not in range. So that is the enemy's first turn, our first turn. So I am going to shoot with my longbow while they are at range. And then in the next turn, I will change weapon. In other words, drop my bow and punch. So this turn, I'm going to attack with my bow. I get a +2. It's in range. So it's +2. Now, the defense rating of a raider is average. So a +2 at average is a 13. So I need to roll an 11 plus to hit. We get an 11, just enough. So we hit with the bow. We do D8 +2 damage. I mean, I'm assuming that missile weapons also get the bonus to damage. It doesn't say otherwise in the book. And it's dex-based, I think. So it's like accuracy, hitting a pressure point or something. So we do a total of 5 +2 damage. So 7 damage. The raider is down to 6 health. This is better than the Glass Mother fight already. Right, now it is the next turn. Got to roll initiative again. Again, the enemy has a set value of 15. We need to get higher than that in order to go first. We get a +2 to the roll. We get a 17. We go first. Now, do I want to shoot again? Might as well, mightn't I? Yeah, we'll shoot again, so I get a +2 to hit. A 6 +2 is 8. I need a 13, don't I? So I miss with the bow. And that's my turn done. This is turn 2, sorry. Turn 2. The raider is going to move into engaged. Now they can attack. So, at full health, a 1 to 6 is a standard attack. A 7 to 10 is a special attack. They get a 6, which is a standard attack. Okay, so for a standard attack, Ruthless Strike, engaged, D6 damage. Okay, so their attack is average. I have defense rating of +4. So average +4 is 15. So I need an 11 to defend. I get a 6. No, I don't defend. I take the damage. And they do D6 damage. No modifiers. A 5! No! Oh, no. Here we go. So my health... Where's my pencil? There's my pencil. So I'm down to 17 health. And that is the end of round 2. We are now at round 3. Rolling for initiative. I get a +2. They get a 15. I get a 12 + 2 is 14. So we go second. So the raider goes first. How are they going to attack? Okay. So they are currently at 6, which is less than half. So on a 1 to 4 standard attack, a 5 to 6 special, a 7 to 8 is a use support action, and their support action is to recover 2 health. Healing Balm. A 9 call for help, summon reinforcements, and there's none listed. If none are available, then special attack, okay. And then a 10 is to flee. Okay, well, let's see what happens to the raider. What are they going to do? We get a 4 standard attack. All right, so their attack is average. I've got a +4 defense rating, so it's 15. So again, I need an 11. I get an 18. Easily block the attack. Oh, and I would have dropped my bow and gone to unarmed combat, hand-to-hand weapons. Right, I'm going to hit back in my turn. I will... Okay, so now I'm using I've dropped my bow. I'm now using unarmed combat. It's the same. It's +2 damage and D8. So I'm now going to punch him. Defense is average. I get a +2, so it's a 13. So I need an 11 plus to hit. I get a 15. I hit. I do D8 +2 damage. Ba-doing. Oops, I hit the camera. I'm so... No. Okay, the combat's going to go for another turn. I do a total of 3 damage. So this raider is down to 3 health. They're still there. I'm still there. Turn 4. Initiative. I get a +2. 9. Raider goes first. What's the raider going to do? Now, he's definitely below half now. So they are going to 5. Special attack. Okay, special attack is a desperate strike. Engaged D10 damage. The raider's DR is reduced by 1 stage until their next turn. Ooh. So they're doing more damage, but I can shift the DR 1 step easier. Very nice. As long as they don't hit. So I have to defend. Their attack is average. I've got a defense rating of +4, which is 15. I need an 11 to block it. Yes. I blocked with a 15. I didn't need the +4 defense rating. Ha ha, I block your desperate strike. I'm going to hit back. I'm going to hit back and punch. Now, the attack is average, but because the desperate strike reduces by 1 stage, so average becomes easy. So easy at a +2 is 11. I need a 9 to hit. I get a 15. An easy hit now. I get a +2 the damage. So even at minimum damage, I'm going to kill the guy. Or the girl. I think it's a lady. And I hit the camera again. My God. I do 3 + 2 is 5 damage. Yay, we win a combat. The raider goes down, but the raider did hurt me a little bit. So I may have to try and heal that back. But we do defeat the raider. Yay! XP granted is 3 and loot we can roll on the scavenging table. Oh yeah! So to finish everything off here, I'm going to change the camera angle back to the top-down view, and then we will do the XP and roll for loot. Okay, so the combat went well this time. I did take 1 whack, which did a fair amount of damage. So I am now... I'm actually now down to 17 health out of 22. But we are getting some experience and some loot. So the raider gives 3 XP. I'm going to give myself 2 for this session. That's a session XP. So I'm going to be getting a +5. Because this will be the end of the video. We're going to carry on the gameplay in the next video. I think this video is long enough. So I'm getting +5, so that's now 7 XP. Still nowhere near going up. But also the Raider allows me to have 1 roll on the scavenging table. Very, very nice. Let's have a quick look at the map. So on the map, we are in this room here, and in room 5, we encountered the Raider and we defeated them. Now, they may not have Yagmor's money. I mean, it may be that I roll it up when I do the loot check. We'll have to see. So let us roll up the loot. And we'll call it a day for this video, but the gameplay will continue in the next video. Right, scavenging. Let me just check whether that's in focus. Looks fine. Okay, so scavenging, we're going to be rolling a D20. Come on, blink. A 6. Yeah, we've got some credits. So these are maybe the credits that he took from Yagmor, or maybe his share of the credits. Maybe some of the other raiders took the rest. 2D20 coins. Did I use the word credits? Sorry, it's coins. So 2D20 coins. We get. Oh, God, seriously. I could have got an artifact. I could have got a relic. I could have got up to 40 credits or 40 coins, but no. I get 10 coins. Okay. So we get 10 coins. So this is now 295. One moment while I change this. So yeah, there you go, 295, so it doesn't adjust the number of item slots. So yeah, so I'm down to 17 health. I'm going to need to rest and recuperate, I think, to get them back, which we'll do at the start of the next episode. But yeah, so in this video, in this episode, we started with scene 1. We entered the building. We had that twist to lead me to think that maybe I'm going to get the motivation, maybe when I find something in these ruins. We found Yagmor's body, but not much left on there. We went to 2 other rooms, and one of them had a raider, which we did defeat, but they had nothing on them except for 10 coins. So that's not very good at all, really, is it? However, one thing I do need to do is search the room. I forgot about that, hang on. We've got a couple of little things to do. We need to search the room and check our torch. Now, I'll check the torch first, UD4, because I said I was going to check it every room. That's a 4, so the torch is still good. I haven't used up any torches, but we now want to try and search the room because we've completely got rid of anything that was in here. Intelligence, a hard intelligence check. My intelligence is -1. So that is a 12. I need to roll an 11. I got a crit last time, didn't I? A 9. No. We didn't find anything in the room, but there you go. So yeah, we're now done for this session. I hope you guys have been enjoying this. We will continue our way through the ruins in the next video. Now I could continue going through here, or I could go back into this room and then go another way, possibly. We'll decide that in the next video, in the next gameplay. So guys, until then, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you haven't, why not? Add some comments down below, ring the bell to be notified. I don't upload a huge amount of videos, so you're not going to get annoying emails and notifications all the time, don't worry. But I would appreciate it. So until the next video and the next gameplay, join me and Xuan. Take care. Stay safe. Cheers.